Good afternoon. My name is Sharon Pritchard and I'm the Student Engagement Manager for the South West College. You're very welcome to our webinar today, and it is about student support and wellbeing. With me presenting today, I have Niall Marlowe, who is our Student Engagement Officer for Health and Wellbeing, and I also have Dermot Feely, who's our Student Engagement Officer for Learning Support. During this webinar, you're going to be able to submit some questions. You can use the Q&A panel to submit your questions, and if you look to your icon to the top right-hand corner of your screen, in there you're going to be able to pose some questions, and you'll be able to get, hopefully, some immediate responses from Niall or from Dermot. If we're not able to answer your questions straight away, we will be able to point you to the direction of the website, or we can email you directly ourselves if you want to put it in your email address. At the South West College, we have a higher education student support system. Within that, we have pastoral care and counselling, we've learning support and exam arrangements, health and wellbeing, clubs and societies, just to name a few. I'm going to go through each of these sections, and again, if there's any information or questions that you have about any of this, then please put them into your Q&A section on the right-hand side, or indeed this actual webinar will be recorded and we will be able to give that out to people via our website. Pastoral care and counselling is one of the most important areas of our work. We recognise that some students come to the college and there is additional support that they're going to need whilst they're at college. We have student engagement support officers in each campus. We have a campus in Enniskillen, a campus in Noma and a campus in Dungannon. We also have courses at the Skills and Technology Centre as well as our Cookstown campus. Within each of the teams, you are able to get advice on learning support, student finance as well. There is a student finance webinar directly after this one, where you're going to be able to get information from Judith in terms of all aspects of higher education finance, and indeed the website that you'll be able to go into as well to start your application. We also are linked up with quite a number of external organisations. So, for example, we have Inspire, we work with Nexus, Action Mental Health, for example, and they come in and they give us information on a whole wide range of subjects so that we can best support yourselves. We also have monthly information stands at each of the front of the colleges, as well as a traditional Tech Freshers Fair in September. On each of the sites, we also have a dedicated counselling service, and our counselling provider is called Inspire. And as part of their service, we also now have an online platform, and it's there on the PowerPoint, and it's called the Support Hub. Within the Support Hub, you're able to log in using your own unique username and password. And within that, you can get all sorts of information in regards to mental health, drugs, alcohol, and indeed your sleeping patterns as well. If you fill out a questionnaire and it's then looked at by one of the clinicians, you may also get one-to-one access to counselling there and then. We have a dedicated counsellor on each of the sites 1 day per week, and that is organised through our Student Services Department, and you'll be able to get a referral via your tutor, or indeed you can self-refer yourself. As part of our service, we also work with students in terms of their learning support and exam arrangements. You're either an existing student at the college or you're coming from another school, and you would have had some learning support whilst at school. We absolutely work with you to ensure that you're given the same access to learning support arrangements as you would have had at your previous school. We do, though, expect you to bring along as much evidence as you possibly can it was to get the ball rolling. When you move into higher education, your learning support is organised and paid for through Student Finance NI, and it is called the Disabled Support Allowance. This DSA is an amazing package for students, it really is. It can provide so much for you in terms of assistive technology, non-medical help, which is your learning support assistance. It can also enable you to get photocopies, a reader, writer, scribe, and extra time. And in some cases, it will also give you an allowance for taxis to and from college. This process is in-house, the needs assessment. We will arrange for an external assessor to come into the college. They will conduct a needs assessment and they will forward that to the Western Education Authority in Omagh, who will then make a decision on what support that you will be provided with. I have to say, if anybody thinks that they may be entitled to, please tick the little box online in your student finance form so that you can get started in this process. It really is worthwhile. The DSA stays with you for the lifetime of your university experience as well. If you, for example, many students get a laptop for one reason or another, and they get to keep this. You do not have to hand it back. This DSA is also separate from your student loan. You do not have to pay this back, okay? Then in terms of exam arrangements, again, as part of your needs assessment, this will be based on the evidence that's provided and the advice of the needs assessor. You will, in some cases, some people get reader, scribe, extra time, and a separate room. And all of this will be agreed prior to your assessment and also during your assessment. We have, as I've said before, one of my co-presenters here is Niall Marlowe. Niall is our Health and Wellbeing Officer, and he works across all campuses at the Southwest College. We recognise the importance of investing in health and wellbeing of our students, and especially none more so during these challenging times of COVID-19. We have health and wellbeing themed workshops. We also are part of an overall national campaigns. So we have been part of World AIDS Day, Alzheimer's, dementia, National Carers Day. So we do take part and ensure that students get as much information as possible. On two of our sites in Dungannon and in Enniskillen, we have free health clinics. Both of them are sexual health clinics, and they are both funded. One is funded by the Southern Trust, and the second one in Enniskillen is funded by the Western Health Trust. These have been invaluable to us over the last number of years and are greatly used by our students. We also have Fresh Fruit Wednesdays, and we try to do that about once a month. And this again is about trying to encourage students to have a look at themselves as a whole being and about what their diet will include. We also have physical activity sessions. So for example, we do running clubs and walking clubs, and we also have a fitness suite in Enniskillen. We do quite a lot in around mindfulness activities and much more resilience. We do things in around healthy budgets. So please have a look at our health and wellbeing programme when you come to Southwest College. As running alongside our physical activity programmes, we have clubs and societies. We had a number of students who came to us over the last number of years, and we're really keen to get soccer clubs up, GEA clubs up and running. And this is something that has been massively successful for the teams and for the college, especially over the last 12 months. In the soccer, we have the futsal winners, and in the GEA, we had All-Ireland champions this year as well. We are supported by the GEA as well, and that has meant an awful lot to us and to the teams. We also have the LGBTQ Society at the Omagh campus. We have esports, We have a Christian society, and we're also affiliated to the NUS USI. That is the national movement of the National Union of Students. It's an All-Ireland organisation, and it is elected to represent all the students, north and south. And again, on occasions, we do take part in some of their national campaigns, especially when it comes to accommodation, it comes to rent, it comes to poverty, working hours for students. So again, when you come into the college, have a look at the NUS USI website and have a look at the campaigns, and we would encourage everyone to try and vote. We also have a student governor. We have, it's an elected position, usually in around September every year. It's a paid position, which is the young person who goes for that. And they end meetings of our Board of Governors. This is a brilliant vehicle for the student voice. It gives the student governor an opportunity to work with the Board of Governors in terms of what's really important to students, but also to give out information to the governors in terms of what the students are thinking and what it is that they would like to see within each of the campuses. So again, that is a really good part of the student experience. So I would highly recommend and ask everyone to have a think about that position. Student life at SWC is much, much more than your curriculum and indeed all support. We have a lot more, you know, within SWC. So for example, we have well-established and brilliantly well-staffed and experienced in our LRCs. You can get ebooks, digital resources, there's study spaces, and indeed there's late opening times that will suit all students. We all have canteen facilities. We have a fitness suite here at the Enniskillen campus. And on all sites as well, we have what's called the academic support program, very similar to what you would have at universities. There is a dedicated member of staff specifically for higher education on each of the sites, and they will be able to give you support in terms of research, Harvard referencing, how to write an essay, and they are a brilliant, brilliant resource to have. We also have a student voice. The student voice is made up of smaller groups, but it's really important to college that we hear what it is that students want and what they say to us. In order to do that, we will ask for feedback and evaluations, and there are a number of ways that you'll be able to do class reps. It's through your clubs and societies, and indeed your student governor. So if anyone is interested in doing work with their fellows, then please, I would ask everyone to have a look at the student voice and get involved as much as possible. We have a student support team, and across that we have admissions, we have careers, we have student finance, we have learning support, and we have health and wellbeing. Lots of information on each of those sections is available on our website, or indeed if you go to our Facebook page, we post quite a bit of information around each of the services that we have. So please can I urge you to go in and have a look at the Facebook page, or indeed go in and look at our website.